guys, hope you're all doing well. Today's video is going to be a Nendoroid assembling video. As you can see here, I have 9 Nendoroids from a variety of different series. I thought today would be a good day to just sit down and finally find some time to assemble the Nendoroids, mainly because they've been sitting on the corner of my room collecting dust for the past couple of months, and it's definitely long overdue and time for me to display them on my shelf. I love collecting Nendoroids. They're the main anime figures I collect and I find them very cute, but sometimes I do find them a struggle to assemble and put them together. So I thought today would be a good challenge for me to assemble all the Nendoroids in one sitting. So without further ado, let's get started. Starting off with our first Nendoroid, we're going to be assembling Xie Lian from Heaven's Official Blessing, one of my favorite danmes of all time. The pose I ended up choosing is this broom one right here. All of his poses were really cute and adorable, but I was like, I have to pose him in that one. And later on, you'll see that I'll regret my decision because I had quite a bit of trouble assembling that pose, even though it looks quite simple from the outside. But yeah. Anyways, this is the instructions. I don't know, I feel like Good Smile instructions are a hit or miss. Like sometimes they'll have the instructions of the pose I want to pose in, and then sometimes you're just gonna have to figure it out. But taking Xie Lian out of the box, there he is in the full form. I think he looks so cute and adorable. I feel like those words are going to be the words I'll use the most throughout this unboxing because that's why I collect Nendoroids. But here are some of the parts that you'll see. He has 2 face plates, hats, and the broom. And then there's another hat right here, and his little scarf, and some more arm pieces. And of course, the base, which I feel like I struggle quite a lot putting the base on with a Nendoroid. But yeah, let's get started with the assembly. I'm going to be changing his face plate. This is usually one of my favorite things to do when it comes to changing or assembling my Nendoroids, is changing the face plates, because I don't know, I just find like the movement, the motion of changing face plates like very relaxing. And then everything else about assembling a Nendoroid is just a big struggle for me. Now onto the main part of the assembling for Xie Lian. This is where I think the main struggle happens, because I didn't have a hard time like putting the broom on and connecting it to the hands. It was actually putting the arm piece to Xie Lian's body. For some reason, I just had quite a long trouble, and you can see later on in this clip that it took me quite a while to get everything to look right. And in the end, I don't even think it looked that correct, because the broom, so he's holding the broom with his left hand, but his right hand is supposed to be touching like the bottom portion of the broom. I actually never got it to touch. I tried shifting his hand down a little bit and shifting the broom up just to see if they can touch each other, but they refuse to touch. And the only time they can actually touch is when I'm like laying him like on his back. But when I'm actually displaying him and like he's like sitting upright or he's standing upright, there's a gap. And so I just never was able to resolve it. I think I saw some other people's like pictures and it was never fully touching either. So it's quite disappointing, but it is what it is. Sometimes it is like that for Nendoroids. You can't have them like look exactly the way they are posed on the box. But yeah, this is Xie Lian. As you can see here, this is the closest I ever got his hand touching. But here with him on the display, you can see the gap between the hand and the broom, and I don't know, it's just a pet peeve of mine. But he looks so adorable, and I'm very, very happy to have him. I think he looks great overall. I love the details of his hair, and he comes with many wonderful accessories that I really like. Moving on, we have Hua Cheng, also from the same series, which is Heaven's Official Blessing. I thought all of his accessories and the photos for his pre-order look so cool. He does come with a lot more interesting accessories compared to Xie Lian. I think they're just a lot more intricate, but overall I'm really happy to have them together. Actually, if you pre-order this on Good Smile, he comes with like a bonus piece with like a hand where you can attach to him and Xie Lian, so they're like holding hands with each other, which is very adorable. I think Xie Lian's bonus piece was actually a butterfly, which is also very cute. But yeah, the pose I ended up choosing for Hua Cheng is going to be an umbrella, and I think the umbrella looks really cool. However, you'll see later on that I actually ended up changing the pose mainly because the umbrella is actually quite heavy. So as you saw there, I was taking the plastic out of his body and his bottom half like fell off, and I don't think for some reason my bottom of his like torso and his body actually isn't really well connected. They're quite loose, so I was a little bit worried about that, but it is what it is. And then he comes with really cool face plates and lots of like really cool accessories. But yeah, the one I was most excited for is his umbrella accessory. So gonna open the plastic out and show you guys. I'll definitely be updating his pose, I think, in the near future. But yeah, that's with him on the umbrella. I didn't capture myself putting it on, but here is the final display of him. So yeah, I took the umbrella off because it got really heavy and his hand kept falling off, even though I tried so hard to have it repositioned. But I ended up choosing this flower because I thought it was just cute with him being posed with Xie Lian with that. So yeah, the flower just does a lot less damage on the weight of the hand compared to the umbrella. I wish I could have displayed the umbrella. But here's also a bonus clip of Xie Lian and Hua Cheng together. Oh, by the way, I never mentioned, but I did get a rotating display, which is really cool. I've always been wanting this, so I bought it for this video. But yeah, they look so adorable together. I cannot wait to put them in my Heaven's Official Blessing shelf, and I'm so happy to have them, and I cannot wait to get more figures from this series as well. But yeah, that is Xie Lian and Hua Cheng. Alright, so the third Nendoroid we'll be assembling is Kyo from Fruits Basket. Oh my god, I cannot believe I finally have him in my possession. And the pose I'm going to have him in is this sitting one with him holding his rice ball and also posing with the cat as well. But anyways, I have been waiting for this Nendoroid for the longest time since they made his announcement with Yuki back in, I think, 2020 after season 1 had aired, and everything was going well until they were radio silenced for about a year or so. We didn't get any prototype or even painted versions of the Nendoroid until much later. I don't know why there was such a huge delay, but it is what it is. The only thing I'm sad about is there's no Toru Nendoroid because she is my favorite character from the series. Anyways, this is Kyo. Up close and personal, I think I really like the design choice that they ended up putting him and Yuki in. I love this white shirt school uniform, and I think the only other look I love from Kyo, I mean, he has really great looks, but his black t-shirt is definitely the most iconic. His accessories are quite simple. There isn't really much to add, but I do really love that they incorporate the little cat along with him as well. I love little animals and plush accessories for my Nendoroids. Anyways, this is his little sitting pose, and I'm going to be changing his faceplate first to this more, I guess, like gentle look of his. And I do really love this faceplate a lot. And then after that, of course, going to switch his arms so he is holding his little rice ball. But yeah, I do really wish that there was a Toru Nendoroid because she is the main character of the series. And I just feel like she's neglected in a lot of the Fruits Basket like figures that they have created for both Kyo and Yuki, but not Toru, because I definitely want a really nice Toru figure. Anyways, after that, I am switching out some more of his arm pieces to better match the image of the box, but I did have a challenging time putting his sitting pose in. I didn't realize much later, about like 10 minutes fussing around, that he had a gap between his leg part so he can insert the shirt. Anyways though, here is Kyo all assembled and in his full form with his cat. I think it looks very adorable and I'm just so happy to finally have him. And this Nendoroid over here will be replacing my Funko Pop Kyo. But yes, that is that, and he is so adorable. Next Nendoroid I am unboxing is Vivy from Vivy Fluorite Eye Song. This was actually an unexpected anime that I picked up back in 2021 when I saw the anime trailer visual and was very fascinated with the synopsis of the story as well. There are two poses that I was considering to display Vivy as, but you'll see later on which one I decided to choose. Anyways, I'm so glad to made the decision to watch Vivy because it was my favorite anime in 2021. I talked about the series a few times on my channel through my Right Stuff hauls and unboxing, mainly because I am collecting the Vivy prototype light novel series. I just really like the futuristic setting that Vivy takes place in, and the animation and music for the series is literally top tier. Additionally, Vivy is just a great protagonist and I enjoy just being able to follow her journey throughout the series. So now taking Vivy out of the box, she is so pretty. I love her dress that she's in and the details and the colors of her dress, and of course I'm a sucker for blue hair characters, and Vivy just has really beautiful hair color that I just really like. Anyways, here are all the accessories. I think the main highlight for her accessory is this blue plush right here. This is actually Matsumoto, another character in the series, and he is basically her companion throughout the story, and I'm glad they use this plush form rather than the mechanical form because he looks cuter this way. I also like the earrings that is part of Vivy's faceplate, but I actually ended up deciding to pose Vivy holding Matsumoto. So all that means is I just have to change her arm and hand parts. Like the previous clips you've seen, I definitely struggled when I was assembling her hands, especially the part where I was trying to have her hold Matsumoto. But I was able to figure out after just, some time and fussing around. But the easiest part was getting the hands to the body. The hard part was putting little Matsumoto between her gap of her hand, and I wish I just referenced the photo of her box earlier. I don't know why I took so long and neglected the box picture, because after figuring out what I was doing wrong, it was basically just lifting his two arms from the down position to the up position. So as you can see here, I am just moving his arms up, and then after that I was able to resolve the issue, and he fits securely and perfectly with Vivy holding him like that. And yeah, they just look so cute together, and I'm so happy to have gotten her Nendoroid. And actually, I wasn't even planning to get a Vivy Nendoroid, but when I saw them together in the promo pictures, I just knew I had to get her. And just like a plug, I really highly recommend you guys checking the anime series if you haven't done so already, because it is such a beautiful story. Alright, so 4 Nendoroids down, 5 to go. We're nearly at the halfway mark, but this is Reina from Aharen and this series is such a wholesome rom-com series that I enjoyed watching last year, and the pose I ended up deciding to get her is this one where she's holding this long chopstick and she's also holding a bento on the other hand. And just a little about the series. It is a very cute rom-com, high school rom-com series about a very shy girl named Reina, and she is seatmate with another classmate who is the male protagonist of the show named Rido, and they just have like a very interesting dynamic, mainly because their personalities are like no other. Reina is this very shy girl, and Rido is like this huge guy, but also like kind of like chill for the most part. And honestly, I wasn't planning on getting her Nendoroid either. However, when I saw the like little accessories that came with Reina, I just knew I had to get her because her like accessories were literally top tier, and I'll talk more about it later. But this is Reina, and she's a little bit different compared to other Nendoroids you'll see because she's actually in a sitting pose compared to like most other Nendoroids where they're standing. And her pose, you can actually put her on the chair. If you guys remember the Swatchico line that Good Smile did a while back, I think they discontinued it, but you can pose her with that chair. And here are the accessories. So she comes with the 2 chopsticks, one regular size and long size for her meatball, a fidget spinner, bento box, and this like gaming set as well. And of course you do have her bench that she sits on for her overall pose. Overall, my experience for assembling her was not too bad. I just had a few like difficulties with like positioning of like her accessories, but not bad compared to all the other Nendoroids I had to unbox in this video. But I felt like I was just like struggling on like connecting some of the parts, like the chopstick part, and then also like her bento. I was just having like a hard time making sure that it was in the correct position with her hand, especially when connecting like the pieces to her body. I think that was where I was taking a lot of the time, not knowing like how we got to that point in the image of the box, but I was able to figure it out. It just took some bit of time, but once I was able to figure it out, it looked good, and I was just like one step closer to like the final product. So yeah, and here it is, putting the last arm in, and she looks so adorable. Oh my god, you guys can see it, like the chopstick is just so iconic. If you watch the series, you know how much I love the scene. And now I am going to be putting her bench. I mostly did this off camera because I had a little bit of issues assembling it, and plus it was like overhead anyway, so I couldn't really film it that well. But yeah, this is Reina sitting on her bench with her long chopstick meatball. It is so cute. But yeah, I'm so glad to pick her up, even though she was an unexpected purchase. I do really love unexpected purchases because at the end of the day, they just really make my day, and I love the show a lot, and I think Reina is such a cute character, and I think Good Smile just did a wonderful job with this Nendoroid, and it's a bang for your buck. So if you guys are interested, I highly recommend this Nendoroid. So the next Nendoroid we are assembling is Nezuko from Demon Slayer. However, this Nezuko Nendoroid is a little bit different. This is the advancing version, which I guess is a fancy way of saying it's her demon version, which she first appears in the beginning of the story, but takes a bigger role during the Entertainment District arc. But I absolutely love the details of her demon version on this Nendoroid. It is so stunning. Honestly, all of the Demon Slayer Nendoroids are very top quality and very nice. If you guys don't know, collect all of the Demon Slayer Nendoroids so far that's been released, but I'm not sure how long I can continue doing that because there are just so many Nendoroids, and I feel like this year I might fall behind because I ended up skipping getting Rengoku's brother. but it is what it is. So here is Nezuko in person, and look at the details of her like face, especially her body. And I love the colors in her hair. I mean, her regular Demon Slayer Nendoroid version, where she's like in her human form, is very beautiful, but her demon versions is amazing as well. And this is the first demon Nendoroid. I actually recently pre-ordered a Kaza as well, so I'm excited for that. But here are some of her accessories. There's not really much going on, but I ended up just choosing one of the regular stances for her purple flame. She just has like her one arm out, so it's not too complicated, and it was actually quite easy to assemble, so that was really nice. Later on you'll see where I was actually struggling, which was not even the Nendoroid pose itself. But yeah, that's her. I think she looks really great. And here's just an up close of the purple flame as well. You just kind of display it separately. So yeah, here is Nezuko all assembled. The main difficulty I have was actually connecting her back with the base connector. The back of her base is just like different shape. It's like circle compared to the hexagonal back, so I just had a hard time like meshing them together, and they don't fit well, so she's just like loose and not secure on the base, but she looks great. So the remaining Nendoroids that I will be assembling are from the same series, which is Spy Family, and the first Nendoroid we are assembling from the series is, of course, Loid, who was also the first one to be announced. I actually have been anticipating for the Spy Family characters to get their Nendoroids for a really long time now, because it's one of my favorite ongoing series, and I was just really curious on what poses and accessories they'll come in. But yeah, I am so stoked to finally have Loid and the rest of the characters. And I would have to say though, I feel like Loid's pose himself is the most simplest out of the other two, but it is what it is. I actually appreciate the simplicity of his poses and accessories, because by the time I got to the sixth Nendoroid, my hands were really tired. So with Loid, I actually had the easiest time choosing his pose, putting him together, and displaying him as the end product. So I'm glad that Loid ended up being quite simple, and it makes sense too. He's a spy. He doesn't really have like that many like accessories. He's known for his disguises, and yeah, I don't really mind at all. But here is just an overview of all of his accessories. So as you saw earlier, I did point it to his gun pose, which is the one I will be displaying him in. So for the most part, all I had to do was update his little hands to be attached with his weapon, which is the little gun right there. And once I got those in together, which was so easy, all I had to do was take out his other hand piece from his arm and then attach the hand holding his weapon. Here is Loid fully assembled. I think he looks really cool. And here he is on the rotating base as well. I'm actually a really big fan when it comes to Nendoroids being in more like action pose, because when you display them like on a shelf or a D-top, I think it just brings like an interesting dynamic to the shelves, like a little bit more personality, interest even. So I'm glad that I was able to pose him in this. Wow, I cannot believe we are at our second to last Nendoroid for this video, but here we have is Yor Forger, and I think out of all of the Spy Family Nendoroids, she does look the best. I was actually quite surprised that her like Nendoroid pre-order came out a little bit later compared to Anya and Loid. They were together and Yor came out a little later, but I would say like her accessories and her overall like Nendoroid like body herself looks, I think, the most interesting compared to the other two. So yeah, I ended up choosing the iconic pose of her with her two like sticks, knives, accessory. I just wanted to choose a more dynamic pose similar to Loid, an action pose that really caters her, profession. But yeah, this is Yor right here, and I'll just give you guys kind of like a preview. I think my favorite detail of her Nendoroid is her hair. It looks absolutely stunning. I love the braid in the back, as well as her hair accessory is so beautiful. I think she just looks great. Her dress looks great as well. And here are her accessories. Not a lot going on with, just a lot of the body parts, and of course her two weapons, sticks. I forgot the name of it on the top of my head, but yeah, overall I didn't have that much trouble putting in her hands. It just was a lot of smaller pieces that I had to pay attention and connect appropriately, because there was a few moments where I was a little confused on which part I took out versus which part I was supposed to keep in, but that was just my fault because I wasn't paying the close enough attention when I was starting to assemble her. I don't know, sometimes I get distracted and then I just forget which one is which, but the hands itself was probably the easiest, and putting in the stick was also not too bad at all. I think the part I struggled with was actually a mistake I made, and that was because I ended up putting one of her stick direction in the wrong way, and it was supposed to go out, but I kind of like moved it in, and you'll see at the end of the result that I ended up catching it when I compare it to the box image, and yeah, there she is. It's on the other side, but yeah, got it fixed and she looks fantastic. I also did update her leg as well, so she has like this like running leg pose, and I think she looks great overall, and really one of my favorite Nendoroids as well that I pre-ordered last year. I think she looks fantastic and a great Nendoroid to be displayed on my shelf. So that is Yor. Saving the best for last, or might I even say saving the cutest for last, we finally reached the last Nendoroid, which is Anya Forger. I was highly anticipating this Nendoroid out of all of the other Spy Family Nendoroid, mainly because Anya is my favorite character in this series, and so I was very curious on what faceplates Good Smile would choose for her Nendoroid, because she has a whole bunch of iconic facial expressions throughout the series. And you guys saw earlier, I was debating between a couple of poses, but very obvious choice. I ended up deciding to get the one with her holding her plush, because if you already don't know, I love posing my Nendoroids holding plushies or just cute things. So I was not even surprised. I don't even know why I was like debating which one I was going to pose her in, because the choice was obvious. But taking Anya out of her box, here she is. I think she just looks so adorable. I especially love her hair. I think they did a great job with her hair. It's very pink. I love the color, and of course her hair accessory is also very adorable. And here are some of her poses. I think they did a great job with the facial expressions that she has included in this set. I won't be surprised if Good Smile does like an extended version of more face plates, because she has so many facial expressions. And here is the iconic accessory of her little plush that she carries with her throughout the series. I think I skipped a few parts, but the main issue I had with her was that I just didn't have enough space to like put her plush connected with her arm, because there was some spacing issues, but I managed to get it in after a few tries, and here she is. She looks so cute. I absolutely adore her pose so much. She just brings like joy to my like collection, and I am a sucker for cute little Nendoroids, so I'm glad to have Anya in my collection. And here it is. I just have some more bonus clips of her posing with Loid, as well as Yor. I wish I had a bigger rotating stand so I can pose all three of them together, but it's alright. So here is an overview of all the Nendoroids I assembled in today's video. I am so happy to have all of these Nendoroids in my collection, and I cannot wait to display them all over my shelves and details. It was definitely a struggle trying to assemble all 9 of these Nendoroids in one sitting, and I chose a pretty bad day to assemble them as well. It is so hot today, and I'm glad it's finally over. But I finished my challenge, I completed it, and I'm really happy about that. They were just sitting in my room for so long that I needed to assemble them and display them, as soon as possible. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope to continue making more videos like this in the future. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video, and until then, take care. Bye!